You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, it is well documented that Stephen A. Smith, the First Take on ESPN, is no fan of Steve Nash. When Steve Nash got the position as the head coach of the Nets, Stephen A. Smith called it white privilege. And he has doubled down again now ever since the Nets flamed out in Game 7 and Kevin Durant put on a historic show, but it was not enough to outlast the Bucks. And now Stephen A. Smith is putting Kevin Durant on blast once again for Steve Nash getting his job. I believe that Stephen A. Smith at this point is only doing this now because the Nets are eliminated. Now, we know why the Nets were eliminated. At least this is my theory of it anyway. They got eliminated because Kyrie Irving was out, James Harden was on one leg, and that's just what it was. When you don't have your horses, it's going to be very, very hard to actually win a playoff series. Now, it went 7 games. I get that. Kevin Durant is a great player, but Stephen A. Smith is doubling down once again and putting the blame for Steve Nash being hired as the coach strictly on Kevin Durant. So we're going to be talking about this in this video, guys. So here we go. It says here, Stephen A. Smith blasts Kevin Durant's inexcusable rationale for picking Steve Nash as Nets head coach. I don't know what ESPN is going to do with Stephen A. Smith, man. He has fallen so much. I've lost so much respect for Stephen A. Smith with all the race baiting. But it says here, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly condemned the Brooklyn Nets for hiring Steve Nash as their head coach, considering his lack of experience. When the decision was announced last year, Stephen even called Nash's hire an example of white privilege. White privilege, just because he had to make this a race thing, and he was race baiting. After his first season with the Nets ended with a loss in the Eastern Conference semifinals, Nash was unable to win Smith over. Of course not. He was not going to win over Stephen A. Smith no matter what. But now the First Take host is placing blame directly on superstar Kevin Durant for the Nets coaching pick. This is the words of Stephen A. Smith here. Quote, "It's not just that Steve Nash picked the coach. It's that you picked him," Smith said of Durant. "General manager Sean Martz picks the coach you want. It don't matter what he came to you and suggested. If you said no, Steve Nash wouldn't be the coach." Smith continued to explain Durant was less concerned about having a coach he thought could make the team better because Nets core players were good enough to win on their own. Quote, "KD pretty much followed and adopted the mentality of Kyrie Irving. It's not that important. We got a crew. We're going to be all right no matter what," Smith said. But the point is not a scintilla of experience as a head coach on any level. Now guys, we know that guys have gotten coaching opportunities, whether that black or white, without experience. Magic Johnson got a head coaching opportunity with no experience. The great Isaiah Thomas, the same thing. Michael Jordan got to be a general manager of the Wizards. No experience whatsoever. He did a terrible job also at that. But, he wants to make this a racial thing. But he continues on here, quote, "I think for a champion like Kyrie Irving and for a champion like KD, who know the game and know how important coaching is, to have that kind of mentality is inexcusable," Smith added. My thoughts on this, the only reason why they lost that series, folks, is because of health. When you lose 2 out of your big 3, what happens? You go down. We saw what actually happened to the Cavaliers. Remember the Cavaliers when the Warriors won their first championship? Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, both out, injured. What happened? The Cavaliers lost. However, the next season, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were healthy. Guess what happened? The Cavaliers won the title. And I don't believe this has anything to do with coaching experience. I really don't. This is just Stephen A. Smith doing what Stephen A. Smith does best nowadays. Race baiting. And I'm so sick of it, man. I'm really, really so sick of Stephen A. Smith doing this time and time again. I believe he's going to be riding Kevin Durant and Steve Nash for the years to come. I really, really do. This is the guy that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wanted. But you only have a problem with this, Stephen A. Smith, because Steve Nash is a white man. What if a black coach came in, no experience as well, and achieved the same results as Steve Nash? What would you be saying then? I don't believe that Stephen A. Smith will be saying much of anything. I really, really don't. This is just purely race baiting. Nothing more. This is the only reason why he's actually doing this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this, black and white sports fans? Do you agree with my content, my sentiment on this? That this is just nothing more than more race baiting by Stephen A. Smith? Or do you actually agree that Kevin Durant should actually be put on blast for hiring Steve Nash? This is ridiculous, man. Stephen A. Smith, I believe at this point, man, he almost needs to leave ESPN. I don't like to call for anybody to be fired from TV. And you know what? He may be saying all this, just for the TV cameras. But for Stephen A. Smith, the way he's been going the last 8 months or so, this is unlike him. Yeah, he said crazy stuff in the past, but he has never been this crazy before. He hasn't. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this, black and white sports fans? Stephen A. Smith, how the mighty have fallen. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.